This one interesting though. What's going on, Forward family? It's the kid, BigBossFabo, Forward Fabian. I'm back with the reaction for you guys, man. Today, I have a reaction to Nightmare Files, disturbing photos from around the internet. So this is a creepy reaction, a horror reaction. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Forward Fabian, man. We're on the road to 50,000 subs on this channel. I've been doing more and more of these, like, stories for my Nightmare Files, Unit 522, and Mr. Nightmare. If you got stories I should react to, put them in the comment section. I know somebody had been putting recommendations down in the comment section of stories I should check out, man. If you check out this video, put it back down in the comments, and I'll react to that. So let me know if any recommendations, man, recommendations. I used to do a lot of nukes. I'm not going to do nukes top 5 anymore because their videos are hit or miss. His videos are hit or miss essentially, and you know, I guess I'm in more storytelling. You're gonna see a lot of different content from me, guys. So don't be surprised. Essentially, I'm thinking about doing like, you know, bad boys. You know, not bad boys, but the cop reactions. You know, cop speed chases. You know, I guess individuals running from police, cops, etc., the feds. So let me know y'all thoughts on that in the comment section below, man. Let's get into this disturbing photos from around the internet reaction, man.
Nightmare Files.
While there are many dangers of hiking, as in bad weather, getting lost in remote areas, depending on your GPS and not knowing the areas, crossing water, being fatigued, and for me, the threat of territorial animals can be the biggest threat. But without those obstacles, the experience can be euphoric and relaxing. But for Darsh Patel, it was tragic. In 2014, Darsh Patel, a 22-year-old student of Rutgers University, went hiking in the Opshawa Preserve in New Jersey with 4 of his friends. While exploring the 576-acre natural area, the group came across a black bear. They stopped and took pictures of the 300-pound beast with their cell phones. After taking the photos, the group started to walk away, but the bear had noticed them, and it started walking towards them. Frightened by the approaching bear, the 5 friends split up and ran in different directions, but the bear kept chasing them. When the 4 of them regrouped after some time, they noticed that Patel was missing, so they called the police. Upon arrival, the police searched the area, and after 2 hours they discovered Patel's body. The bear was lingering around the body and was shot dead by one of the officers. An autopsy of the bear revealed that it ingested human blood and tissue along with clothing, and it also had human blood on its paws. A few weeks later, the police released 6 photos that Patel had taken on his phone. The photos show of the bear approaching closer and closer. It eventually chased him and mauled him as he was trying to run away. It is said that if you encounter a black bear, remain calm, avoid direct eye contact, make the bear aware that you are not afraid by making loud noises and speaking assertively, and to make sure that the bear has an obvious escape route so it doesn't feel as if it's backed into a corner.
That's wild, bro. Getting chased by a bear. Oh, man. Damn. That is wild. I don't know what I'd do. If anything, if I'm getting chased, I'm not stop running. It's the thing. They're fast, but I don't know if they're that fast. And especially you can zip, if I'm in I guess a forest, the woods, wherever, I'm zigzagging through trees. I'm circling around. I'm doing all types of stuff. Like, and my stamina's not going to slow up. Like, over time, of course. But I'm saying in that initial burst of adrenaline, when a bear's chasing me, bro, I'm going to dust that fool. I'm not, you know what I mean? If they're that fast, somebody let me know how fast they are really in the comments. But I don't even think bears even run that fast. But they'll continually follow you. You know what I mean? But it's like, let me Google that. How fast can a bear run? They can run 25 miles an hour. A polar bear. A black bear can run at 35 miles an hour. Basically, they're saying that we'll run fast. Come on, Nightmare Files. These are hella drawn out. This guy.
On June 23, 2018, 12 members of a junior football team and their 25-year-old assistant coach went on a trip to a cave in Thailand. Shortly after they entered the cave, heavy rains partially flooded the cave and blocked their way out. Strong currents and rising water levels hampered efforts to locate the group, and they had no contact with the outside world for a week. Actually, over a week. Eventually, rescue operations began and involved a massive team consisting of over 10,000 people, more than 100 divers, 900 police officers, scores of rescue workers, 2,000 soldiers, and representatives of around 100 government agencies were involved. Soon after rescue operations started, maintaining air supply became the #1 priority. Hundreds of rescue workers were present inside the cave, which depleted oxygen inside the chambers down to 15%. In the air, the normal oxygen level tends to be around 21%. That is why divers had to make several trips in and out of the cave to supply oxygen tanks. This is the last photo of Thai diver Saman Kunan, who died while performing rescue operations in the cave in 2018. While supplying oxygen tanks to the group trapped inside the cave, Kunan lost consciousness underwater and died of asphyxiation.
R.I.P. Kunan, man. R.I.P. to him. Saving lives. Salute.
David Alexander Johnston, an American volcanologist, was the principal scientist on the United States Geological Survey monitoring team. His career took him all over the United States, where he studied various volcanoes. As a talented and meticulous scientist, Johnston was known for his analysis of volcanic gases and their relationships to eruptions. His positive attitude and enthusiasm made his coworkers love and respect him. Johnston once famously told reporters that being on Mount St. Helens was akin to standing next to a dynamite keg and the fuse is lit. He was also one of the first volcanologists to arrive at the scene when signs of eruption first appeared. Shortly after his arrival, he was made the head of volcanic gas monitoring. In the months leading up to the eruption, Johnston and co-workers saved thousands of lives by preventing people from going near the volcano. They sealed off the area despite facing tremendous pressure to reopen it. A number of the USGS scientists were part of the team that monitored the volcano. For over 2 weeks before the eruption, graduate student Harry Glicken was manning the Cold Water 2 observation post, and he was supposed to be relieved by a geologist named Don Swanson the evening before the eruption. However, for some reason, Swanson could not make it and asked Johnston to take his place, and he agreed. While manning the cold water post, Johnston's main role was to observe the volcano and note further signs of an eruption. Before leaving the post on May 17th, around 13 hours before the eruption, Harry Glickman took the famous photograph that we see here. Johnston was sitting beside the observation post trailer, with his notebook smiling. The next morning, on May 18th, around 8:32 a.m., the volcano erupted. Johnston was the first person to report the eruption, and he was able to make one last radio transmission saying, "Vancouver, Vancouver, this is it," before being swept away by a lateral blast. This is the last photo of David Johnston, taken 13 hours before the eruption of Mount St. Helens. His last words, as we said, was "Vancouver, Vancouver, this is it," before going silent. His body was never found.
R.I.P. man. David Johnston. These aren't really disturbing photos. These are just like, all two of these are just being photos of people who passed. So I don't know what they talking about, bro. Nightmare files be hit or miss, y'all. Really. Mr. Nightmare, a different story.
As we all know, Niagara Falls is a tourist attraction known all around the world. It also had its fair share of deaths, from Sam Patch in 1829, Ed Delahanty in 1903, Charles Stevens in 1920, George Tatakis in 1930, William Hill in 1951, James Honeycutt in 1960, Hashan Sehi in 1981, Jesse Sharp in 1990, Robert Overacker in 1995, and the woman we'll be talking about today, Ayano Takumasu. In 2011, authorities recovered the body of a woman from the Niagara River. She was later identified as Ayano Takumasu, a 20-year-old international student from Japan. While visiting Niagara Falls with friends, Takumasu climbed over a railing to pose for a picture. She was straddling the railing to look at the falls, and when she stood up, she lost her footing and fell into the river 25 meters upstream from the brink of the falls. Moments before the tragic incident occurred, an Ontario-based couple was also taking pictures of themselves, and they captured what is thought to be the final moments of Takumasu. In the photo, she could be seen in the background. She's wearing a red sweater and appears to be standing on the top of the rock barrier. The picture does not show whether she's standing on the railing or not. This incident was also captured on CCTV along with the recovery of her body caught on camera.
That's crazy. I would not be standing on no railing up there, bro. I've been out there one time. That's nothing you want to play with. Hey, look at me, y'all. R.I.P. to her, though, Takumasu.
On August 20th, 1989, Lau and Eric Menendez walked into the den of their parents' Beverly Hills home with a Mossberg 12-gauge shotgun. Jose and Kitty Menendez were sitting on a couch. Then Jose was shot. Awakened by the shots, Kitty Menendez got up from the couch and ran toward the hallway. She was shot in the leg, which caused her to slip on her own blood and fall. She was then shot several more times. Both the parents were also shot in the kneecaps to make it look like they had been murdered in connection with an organized crime. Later that night, Lau Menendez called 911 and screamed, "Someone killed my parents." When the police arrived, their brothers told them that they had gone to the movies and then to the festival at the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium. The police did not suspect them, and they never asked them to go through a gunshot residue test to find out if they had used a firearm recently. Since there was little evidence against the brothers, the police failed to look more thoroughly into them. In the months following the murders, the brothers began spending their parents' insurance money lavishly. Lau bought a Porsche, a Rolex watch, and a restaurant. His brother Eric hired a full-time tennis coach and participated in a number of tournaments in Israel. Eventually, they left the family mansion and decided to live in condos in Marina del Rey. They drove around the town in their dead mother's Mercedes-Benz, went on several trips overseas, and dined in expensive restaurants. Experts say that they spent around $700,000 in the time between the murders and their arrest. At one point, the brothers had attended a basketball game and were photographed. They are believed to be in the background of the 1990-91 NBA trading card of basketball player Mark Jackson.
That's crazy. They had just killed their parents around that time. Dickheads. This one weird. This one intriguing. You know what I'm saying? All the other ones was garbage. No disrespect to the fallen soldiers, RIP to them, but these ain't no disturbing photos from around the internet, bro. This one interesting though. All right, that was Nightmare Files, man. Let me know your thoughts on disturbing photos from around the internet, man. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @ForwardFabian, man. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.